What's going on, guys? Let me start this video with a question. Are you a huge sports fan and do you like going to sports games? Well, today you're in luck because I have a promo code for SeatGeek, which is a ticket sharing app that rates each ticket deal you might come across on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being the worst and 10 being the best. Scores more towards 0 show up in red, while scores more towards 10 show up in green. My promo code to get $20 off on SeatGeek is Obersports. You use that code, you get $20 off on any single purchase you want on SeatGeek. With that being said, let's get to the video. What's going on, guys? Jacob Ober here. The Wisconsin Badgers football team is very, 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 very good this year. If you saw the previous two games that they just played, two shutouts, like not even a field goal. Like, honestly, I don't think that the opposing team made it to our side of the field more than like once or twice in those two games. Completely dominating the two teams that we have faced thus far. In the most recent one, the 61-0 blowout victory the Badgers had at home in their home opener against Central Michigan. Yeah, it's Central Michigan, but 61-0 against anybody is, you know, that's impressive. You can't deny that. So, one thing, I think my biggest takeaway from today for sure is Jack Coan is a good quarterback. He's a really good quarterback, and what I like the most about him is that he is very, very decisive and at getting the ball out of his hands. Now, to be fair, he hasn't faced a whole lot of pressure in the pocket thus far. He hasn't really faced a team that has a really good, you know, front four or whatever like that has a good pass rush. But, you know, I mean, 363 yards passing today. That is honestly, I think, the most I have ever seen a Wisconsin Badgers quarterback throw for. And 400 yards total for the Badgers throwing through the air today. I don't think they got sacked once. I mean, and these receivers, man, I mean, especially Quintez Cephas, you know, I mean, as excited as a lot of us were to get him back, I think a lot of people, including myself, just underrated just how significant it is to get him back. That guy is legitimately one of the best receivers we have had all decade, maybe even since the year 2000 at Wisconsin. He is going to be an NFL draft pick. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes in the early rounds. I mean, the guy is really, really good, really, really fast, amazing hands. He's going to be going early in the NFL draft whenever he decides to declare it. But like I said about Jack Coan, he is not the flashiest quarterback. He's not a guy who's going to be making plays on his feet that often. But he does one thing better than really any other quarterback I've seen at Wisconsin since maybe Russell Wilson, and that is get the ball into the hands of the guys who make plays. And that's something that really, you know, Alex Hornibrook wasn't too good at. He just, I don't know, I felt like he forced a lot of throws. You know, Jack Coan isn't afraid to take the check down, to take the short throw. He just to get it into the hands of the guy who's going to make the play. Let them do the work, you know. And even that, you know, he still had some really, really good deep throws today. And that was my one concern about Coan, you know, coming into the season after I saw the first game. He missed a couple of deep throws against South Florida, and I was like, okay, he looks pretty good except for that one area of his game. Today, he hit two deep throws right on the money, you know, better than Alex Hornibrook ever could have. And the last one to make the game 44-0 going into halftime to Quintez Cephas was honestly one of the most beautiful throws I've ever seen from a Wisconsin quarterback. It was magnificent, over the shoulder, you know, in tight coverage, and Cephas had just a slight step. You had to put it in one spot, and he did it, put it in that one spot. And, you know, I mean, Jack Coan today, just unbelievable, 363 yards, 3 touchdowns. And Jonathan Taylor, another 4 touchdowns, of course. Can't go a Wisconsin Badgers football video without talking about Jonathan Taylor, who is, once again, you know, putting himself in the driver's seat for the Heisman right now. Yeah, we're only 2 weeks into the season, but it's never too early to talk about the Heisman candidates. And Jonathan Taylor right now is the best player in the country in my eyes. He is phenomenal at what he does. He is such a good running back. Maybe, and you know, don't overreact to me saying this, but he may be the best running back Wisconsin has ever had. I'm just throwing that out there, but it's certainly a possibility, especially if these Badgers this year do great things with him behind the quarterback. So the defense, like I said, 0 points again. Really impressed by this defensive unit. It's like 2017 all over again for these guys. And last year they were really banged up, and they were really having a hard time getting in sync. And I really kind of felt bad for them in that area. You know, I mean, it wasn't even their fault for the majority, but now they're healthy and they are looking dominant. And this team, like, imagine the 2017 team with a legitimate like offense. They were still a pretty good offense that year, but they weren't like legit. This offense is going to be legit. Let me tell you that. Even into Big Ten play. Of course, we haven't played a Big Ten team yet, but I think when we get into Big Ten play, we're going to see this offense continue its pace. And, you know, there's a lot of playmakers on this offense. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor. You've got Quintez Cephas, one of the best receivers in the entire Big Ten, in my eyes. You have Kendrick Pryor, A.J. Taylor, Jake Ferguson. I mean, there's just so many names to get the ball to on this offense. It's like, and that's what I said about Coan earlier, you know. He is so good at getting the ball to those guys. Whether it be, you know, in the short pass game, the medium range, or today we even saw the deep ball game. I mean, he's shown he can do it on all three levels. So that's really all you're looking for from a Wisconsin quarterback. Can you get the ball to the best players on your team? And so far, he's done a magnificent job of that. So, really, that's all I have to say in this video. I just wanted to talk up the Badgers a lot. And really, I mean, they could not have started a season any better than the way they have. 49-0 and 61-0 in the first two games. Like, what is that? That's 109, 110 total points scored. Like, without letting the opponent hardly even get into your side of the field. I mean, this is one dominant team, and I can't wait to see how they do in a couple of weeks against Michigan. That's going to be a fun game to watch. So anyways, guys, though, thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, AlbertSports41512, and on Instagram, username Jacob_Ober. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, guys, and thanks for watching, and go Badgers.